Okay, first things first, let's start small. Let's start with just one word, and that word is the word said. It's a traitorous word. It's my least favourite word. The word said appears in Moby Dick by Herman Melville 308 times. It appears in Pride and Prejudice 401 times. It appears in James Joyce's Ulysses 1,213 times. And it appears in the King James Bible, despite the differences in English since it was first published, 4,028 times. Now, what does this data tell us? Well, it tells us that Herman Melville, Jane Austen, James Joyce and God all have one thing in common. They are all lazy. Any writer who relies on the word said is not making the most of the English language. And we can expect this from the first three. Writers are basically lazy by nature. That comes with the territory. And the fourth one, well, there were clues. There were clues all along. There's stuff in the Bible about making the entire universe in 6 days and then only resting for one day, the seventh day. Neglects to mention that he carried on resting for billions of years afterwards. Even when there was something that needed taking care of, he sent his son into the office and stayed at home. That's not a 6-day wink. That's a 6-day career. That is very early retirement. Lazy, stupid God. The Bible should have been the clue. Anyone who relies that much on the word said is just severely lacking in motivation. So, if we're going to banish the word said from our own writing, we need some solid alternatives to fall back on. I've got a top 5 for you. Number 5, exclaimed. Now this is good if you combine it with an exclamation mark at the end of every piece of dialogue, just to hammer the point home. Number 4, on a similar note, questioned. In case a question mark and the fact that something is phrased as a question isn't quite enough to tip your readers off, if that's your demographic. Number 3, laughed. Now this is good because it can sneak up on you, it can change the whole tone of a scene. I'm afraid she's dead, laughed the doctor. Catch your audience unawares. Number 2, philosophised. In case the dialogue itself doesn't sound quite profound enough and you want to just ensure that people recognise that it is. And number 1, no competition really, it can only be ejaculated. The single best dialogue verb in the English language. Why have your characters stuck in a boring old he said, she said conversation when they could be ejaculating at each other? That's the kind of thing that really brings a scene alive. Oh my goodness, ejaculated the vicar with surprise. I just ejaculate. It just rolls off the tongue. Bad choice of words. So I left a bad taste in my mouth. These 5 are just the start. If we're going to banish the word said altogether, we need, I would say, approximately 169 alternatives. That's 5. Let's quickly go through 164 more before we move on. Shouted, exploded, remarked, insinuated, referred, demanded, screamed, shrieked, jabbered, snivelled, entreated, consoled, sympathised, empathised, implored, ignored, agreed, barked, thieved, fumed, warned, joked, warned, professed, groaned, choked, declared, finessed, lamented, relented, rejoiced, reaffirmed, insisted, listed, resisted, spurred, emitted, summoned, admitted, acquitted, transmitted, committed, omitted, permitted, belched, squealed, exploded, sang, squelched, spieled, unloaded, harangued, sponsored, spat, spoke, sputtered, smoldered, flared, flamed, gutted, amended, commended, commanded, raised, voted, emoted, quoted, praised, chuckled, snorted, snickered, joked, coughed, creaked, cracked, croaked, reiterated, pontificated, reverberated, mumbled, grumbled, yelled, muttered, uttered, guttered, stuttered, blurted, alarming, alerted, whined, whispered, whooped, bailed, third prize, vocalised, ranted, raged, stammered, damned, hented, hawed, hummed, hooted, hollowed, roared, sobbed, snarled, giggled, gabbed, stated, patient, babbled, blood, burped, chirped, chatted, chanted, chalked, clamoured, recounted, recanted, appealed, attacked, announced, addressed, revealed, renounced, confessed, corrected, continued, complained, cackled, groaned, cried, tinted, tackled, blah, 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 persuaded, accused, expressed, exclaimed, explored, teased, faulted, flattered, fumbled, referred to the assaulted service, listed, asserted, corrected, debunked, debated, conveyed, complained, communicated. 169 synonyms for said, but none of them, of course, as good as ejaculated.